Okay, in this video clip you're going to edit and clear cells and use some proofing tools. So the first thing you need to do is open a file that you already have on your OneDrive. And while I'm doing this, the contents of a cell can be edited directly within the cell or in the formula bar. Clearing a cell can involve removing the cell contents, format, or both. The spelling feature is a useful tool to assist with correcting typing errors within a worksheet. After completing a spelling check, you will still need to proofread the worksheet since the spelling checker will not highlight all errors and cannot check the accuracy of values. Other proofing tools available include a research feature to search for external information, a thesaurus to find a word with a similar meaning, and a translate tool to translate a selected word into a different language. Okay, for this project, Activity 2.1, Dana Hirsch, manager of the Waterfront Bistro, has begun a catering services quotation for Marquee Productions. Dana has asked you to finish the quotation by correcting spelling, following up on costs, and improving the appearance of the document. You will be working on this quotation through most of this section. So I'm going to get into my Advanced Apps folder. Excel Section 2 folder, and I'm finding WB Quote, this one right here. And as soon as it opens, I'm going to save it. And I'm going to save it in a folder named Excel S2. Okay, so I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to click New Folder here, and I'm going to name this folder Excel S2. And I'm going to double click it to open it, and I'm going to name this one. I'm going to click in front of W and do ES2 hyphen and save. Okay, then the first thing I'm going to do is double click in cell D18. So I'm going to go to D18, and it says to double click it. Okay, and double clicking the cell inserts a blinking insertion point in the cell, and Edit appears in the status bar in the lower left corner of your screen. The insertion point positions varies depending on the location of the cell pointer when the edit mode is activated. So you can see my cursor's flashing there. I'm going to press the right or left arrow as needed to move the insertion point between the decimal point and the 7, and then I'm going to hit delete. Okay, right there between the decimal point and the 7, I'm going to hit delete, not backspace. And then I'm going to type a 3 and hit enter. And then I'm going to make D30 the active cell. Okay, and I'm going to move the pointer after the 7 in the formula bar. So right up here is the formula bar. After the 7 is where I'm going to point and click, and that changes the cell pointer to an I-beam. And then I'm going to press the backspace key this time to delete the 7, and then I'm going to type a 4, and then I'm going to click the enter button on the formula bar, which is right here. And then I'm going to make A7 the active cell and press delete. And delete, not backspace. Okay. Then I'm going to make A1 the active cell, which I can do Control Home to get there. And then I'm going to press delete again, not backspace, but delete. And when you do that, notice the text is deleted from the cell, but the color in the background of the cell remains. So I'm going to select the range A1 to C1, and I'm in A1, so I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to hit my right arrow, and when I do that, that allows me to select A1 to C1. I'm going to click the Clear button in the Editing group on the Home tab, and then I'm going to click Clear All. So Home tab, Editing, right here is the Clear, and it says to Clear All. And then that will get rid of, that clears everything, including formats and comments. Okay, now I'm going to click in cell A1. So I'm going to do Control Home again. I'm going to click the Review tab. And then I'm going to click Spelling in the proofing group. And while that's working, it says in your book, spell check begins at the active cell. Words within the worksheet that are not found in the dictionary are highlighted as potential errors. Use buttons in the spelling dialog box to skip the word, ignore once or ignore all. Replace the word with a highlighted word in the suggestions list box, change or change all, or add the word to the dictionary if it's spelled correctly. You do that a lot with names. So the first one here, it says click the ignore all button in the spelling dialog box to skip all occurrence of river mist, because that is correct. So we're going to go ignore all, so it doesn't stop on that anymore. Then it says click the change button in the spelling dialog box to replace remote with remote. That's not spelled correctly. This is change. Where it says again, we're going to click change so persons is spelled correctly. And then number 16 says complete the spell check, changing the words as required. Click OK at the message that the spell check is complete for the entire worksheet. It says double click the correct spelling in the suggestions list box if the correct word is not initially selected. Click in the not in dictionary text box if the correct spelling is not in the list. Edit as required, and then click change. You can drag the spelling dialog box out, and so you can move it if you want, like this. Okay, so buffet, we're going to change that one. Beverages, this is correct. Change. Totaled, I'm going to double click this. And then spell check is complete. You're good to go. Okay. Make A36 the active cell. And then I'm going to click the thesaurus button in the proofing group on the review tab right here. And it says to use the thesaurus task pane to replace a word in the worksheet with another word of similar meaning. When you click the thesaurus button, the thesaurus task pane displays at the right side of the screen. Okay, the word delivery, point at the word transport in the thesaurus list. Click the down pointing arrow that appears, and then click insert at the drop down list. And now transport delivery is replaced with transport. Click the close button in the upper right corner of the pane. Save it, Control S.